Black women, you need to learn how to treat men better.
He ain't lying.
A lot of you came from single family homes where your mother taught you how to treat men.
Yep.
And when your mother taught you how to treat men, she taught you how to treat men like she treated men. If your mother isn't married, because most of you don't even have married mothers, you're not married. These conversations have been going on since the 1950s and 60s. We are still in the 21st century having the same conversations over and over and over again. You know why? Nothing's changed. And sometimes we have to come to face the fact that things may never change.
Man, woman, gender war type of thing was supposed to die with Kevin Samuels.
A lot of people giving opinions on certain things. Not Kevin Samuels. I'm not even, we can't even talk about Kevin Samuels and the gender war in the same conversation, because the gender war was here way before Kevin Samuels got popular. Matter of fact, the gender war pretty much started around 1965 or so. That's when you started seeing it and hearing about those conversations. If you go back to certain clips from the 1960s and hear the way men and women were debating back then, because there was debates being had. And what it was because of the idea of feminism. That's where these debates started, and the gender war actually started. Because feminism was being promoted to our sisters, right? Telling our sisters they were being oppressed by their men.
In today's video, we're going to discuss why the Manosphere gave Black men a voice. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe to the channel, because it helps the algorithm and it helps the channel grow.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, get it, get it, get it, get it, ow, ow.
My opinion of women of the 80s is that they have lost something as far as their femininity. I'm proud of being black. Can't be no more than what I am. And I want my woman to be the same way. I feel more comfortable. Right now I'm not comfortable because I don't have a woman black enough for me.
I think the ladies of the 70s were more independent, but the ladies of the 80s will be more dependent on men.
He ain't lying.
Mostly because they've been outside in the world and that they've seen how hard it is out there.
You see a lot more women in graduate schools. You see a lot more women in executive positions, a lot more women owning their own offices and businesses. And I think men are becoming scared of that.
What did you say?
I think men are becoming scared of that.
The opportunities for the black man, like I say, are not equal to the white man. They are more on the level of being under the black woman.
They're only concerned with themselves. They have no religious or no convictions whatsoever, and sex is usually their first priority.
How I feel about the women here in the 80s, that they are beautiful, fantastic, and most of them have the jobs. So stick with them.
The male mentality is a little shaky, like weak. But I don't blame the men fully, because there are a lot of dense women out here also.
Well, I think they're more independent now. They look more toward a single life, not really a husband and wife relationship as they used to in the past.
I think it's about time for everybody to get their act together. I think that the women depend on the men depend on the women, and if we all work together as a unit, then we can get something done. So I'm calling all men.
And here we go.
Be a man and do what you're supposed to do spiritually, financially, and mentally. And for the women, we got to stick with the men, encourage them in every area. And I think that if we do this, you'll find that the children will grow up stronger with a lot more love in their lives and not looking so much for the things of the street.
It's crazy to see the same things that were being said back in the 80s are being said now in the 2020s. A 40-year span.
See, look at what's happening. When we look back into the 50s and 60s, we see first wave feminism, which recruited Black women into their cause. in exchange for voting rights. After that, the feminists betrayed black women and left them. Now you see black women feeling betrayed, taking that anger out on black men. The feminists said, we don't need men. However, those very same feminists would go on and have husbands, have children, have families. But the black woman didn't. The black woman gave up her family, gave up her man. Then in comes Section 8, which specifically said, you cannot have a man. So what did that do? That further pushed a wedge and a divide between black men and black women. So when you look at the role and the decline of the black family, you have to understand that yes, there's an issue on both sides, but the women gave up their men. And that's something that women struggle with to this day. They always want to say that they want a man to be a man, but when are we going to really talk about when a woman is supposed to be a woman?
God damn, God bless this man. Somebody had to say it.
So we have spent $30 trillion on the social welfare system since 1965. Black people are poorer, and the single motherhood went from 25% to now 75 to 80%. So the more money we've spent on black America, the less fathers we have, because black women divorced black men and married the government.
That statement right there is what black men are saying. Black women divorced black men and married the government.
Yep.
They left black men for Section 8, WIC, food stamps, government assistance. And then the same black women that left black men are now upset that black men are exercising our options and dating overseas. We're dating interracially because we understand that there's more than just black women out here.
I feel so vindicated because I definitely said that social media moving forward will consist of men talking to other men and women talking to women, because the conversation around men and women and relationships and how we can, it's done. It's dead and it's done.
Stop it. Get some help.
I feel so vindicated because it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. This is also where we start to see who's the problem in the community. We're going to start to see who really the problem within the community, because it's easy for men to get online and bash women. It's easy for women to get online and bash men. But when men start talking to men and women start talking to women, you really figure out who has a child mentality and who's walking in adulthood. Yeah, I feel very vindicated by this. I'm thoroughly entertained, and I look forward to seeing more of this dialogue.
And this one for you. I don't need a nigga for shit ass bitch. Come over here and help me.
I need help.
Y'all done convinced me to leave my little shit and shit like that. Now I'm out here been mowing the grass since 9 o'clock in the morning. I ain't supposed to be out here. I'm supposed to be in that kitchen.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Mosquitoes biting me. Shit, I got grass in my shirt. Like, I'm not built for this, folks. I'm finna call him, y'all. I tried to have a hot girl summer. I'm not doing this shit with y'all. No. Y'all stand by y'all mother and selves. I'm cool on this. I ain't gonna lie, I'm cool. Peace and love.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Buy a dog, die alone. You don't know what you don't know, right? So like, let's say you're growing up in the hood, right? And all you've dealt with is like, ratchet women that are kind of rough around the edges. And like, you've been indoctrinated to think like, you should be accepting this. Like, this is great. Cool. You'll deal with it for a bit, but then you get some money and status, and then you date an Asian girl. She ain't talking back to you. She rubs your feet without you asking. She's making you food. You know what I mean? She's bringing you around her Chinese friends and stuff like that. You're walking into the, to the grocery store. Niggas aren't telling you hurry up and buy no more. You're like, damn, this feels kind of nice. So what ends up happening, right? Like, okay, this is nice. Like, I've never experienced this before. And when you get this different treatment, you're like, damn, I can't go back to LaQuisha now. I'm not trying to argue with her. I like Ling Ling. Ling Ling loves me a long time and she don't argue with me.
Brother on my arm, no brother on your arm.
We all know the gender that is most childlike is women.
Exactly.
Women act on emotions. Women act on feelings. Women act on how they think or how they feel at any given time. So then when we look at who holds who accountable, women do not even hold themselves accountable. Men hold men accountable and we deal with it, we take it, and we grow. Women don't do that. Why do you think your mom is single and you are too? Why do you think your mom is unmarried and you are too? Why do you think no woman in your family is married? Because they're insufferable women.
Exactly.
They're good enough to get a man, but they can't keep a man because they learned the wrong thing. And you just have to be honest with yourself and just say, I don't know. I need to learn how to treat a man better. I need to learn how to keep a man, or else that cycle is going to continue because you're going to have a child, or you probably have a child already, and then that child is going to be indoctrinated into the same mess that you were in.